Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear workshop. It's Saturday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to wait a few more minutes for a few more folks to join us before we start to get to building. I do want to quickly give a shout out to Jim Biggins, who just resubscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you, Jim, for that subscription. Speaking of subscribers, Harold, also thank you very much, Harold, for hosting. Speaking of subscribers, we are going to do a subscription giveaway today where I randomly use a random number generator, and one of you, my subscribers, either watching right now, live, watching the tape later, or you just subscribe and you watch when you can, but this one didn't happen. Well, you have the chance, if you're a subscriber, to win some model kits. I'm giving away two model kits. These are Bandai action figure model kits, not action figures, Bandai Star Wars model kits. They are the X-Wing, Pose boosted X-Wing, and the regular old X-Wing. I decided I was going to package them together because they're kind of small kits. They're tiny. They're 172 scale, but pretty small. Oh, Will Smith is hosting. That's very nice. Thank you, Will, out there in the internet. So yeah, we're gonna do our giveaway in a little bit. I'm waiting for a few more folks to join in. Um, but yeah, basically anybody that's a subscriber is eligible. I will go into the Twitch and request my a list of all my subscribers, which I could do. Get that email in a minute later. Pick some numbers. Not too hard. Very simple to do. They did change where that thing is, so I have to look for it, which is not too hard to find. Basically, the back end of Twitch, which doesn't matter, they changed stuff around, and it took me a while to find it, but I found it today, so it's not that big of a deal. If you are a subscriber, throw that Bear Cave emote. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote and the Lego emote. Let me know you're a subscriber. You're here watching. If you're not a subscriber, well, today's the best day to do it because you could win something, and I will mail you two built kits that I built here on the stream, and you'll have two X-Wings, one that's white, one that's black because it's Pose. Uh, thank you very much, the Hollow and Jim Biggins, for throwing the Bear Cave emote up there. I apologize for my voice. Allergies have been really kicking my butt. Um, and I recorded about an hour of Pat Plays Pokemon today, 2 episodes, and that kind of strained my voice a bit. So I apologize for that. Tried to not talk otherwise, but still can't always make it work. So yeah, so I'm going to give away those. If you've got Amazon Prime, get Twitch Prime. Link the two together. You you don't have to see ads on Twitch, and you can turn your ad blocker off and not see ads, and then you can support people's streams. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's build a little bit, then we'll do the raffle or the drawing. I keep saying raffle. It's not a raffle. It's drawing. But anyway, let's go to our Barbatos. We are working on this awesome kit. It's a full mechanics kit. Now, if you didn't watch the stream on Thursday, you don't know. I didn't. I've never built a full mechanics. In fact, they're the only style of Gundam model kit that I haven't built yet. The basic idea is that it's a 1/100 scale, like the master grades we built, but it's more close to like a high grade. Isk is now hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Isk. Appreciate it. One of the other reasons why it's different and in my mind interesting is that it also is kind of like the real grade, in which you build the skeleton and then you build the armor around it. So we were working on the body frame here, the front and back of the frame. These are the shoulders basically, and then we're going to build off of that. Uh, right now we're working on like the shoulder pieces, so we can continue to build that, um, which is cool. It's a cool build so far, anyway. All right, so we do it like that. I jumped ahead a little bit because I like to warm up my hands when it's kit time. I got my tools. I'm gonna pop this back open a bit. Drew, thank you for throwing the Bear Cave emote in there. Welcome. Yeah, I apologize. My voice is pretty gravelly. Um, I'm sorry about that. But okay. Yeah, I'm hoping that my allergies stop hurting so much soon. Okay, so then I want it what's to look like that. All right, let me build the other one. See if I did something weird here. This isn't coming together as cleanly as it should. But we'll do the other one and see if we did something wrong. All right, let's do that. I'll push this. That. If you're building anything, you're working on any model kits, you're doing some painting, you can always tweet those at me. I love seeing folks' tweets and knowing what they're building and what they're working on. So always feel free to share that info with me. It is cool to know. I like seeing that stuff, especially since sometimes folks are working on kits I've never seen before, or that kind of thing. And I'm not much of a painter, so I really don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. So it's kind of nice to see when people are working on things. For folks to want to share that with me is very nice. Okay, so make sure that looks right. Okay, I'm going to put these shoulder pieces in. Pop those in. All right, great. Got that done. Shut those there. You just bought Jim just says he bought Lego Speed Championship kit. I'll send a tweet when I get it this week. Yeah, please do. Yeah, always send that stuff. I always retweet when people are working on stuff because it's fascinating for me to see what you're working on, and I know that people that like my Twitter account enjoy seeing that. Yeah, all right. So that is the body. Now there's a sticker you could put on there. I'm not doing it, but you could. Uh, all right. Let us. Oh, and I got these two little pieces here. That's right. These things got to go on here like this and like that. Great. That's the body. Now we will move on to working on the head. The head is pretty small because, like I said, we're basically doing the skeleton and then putting the armor around it. So we don't have to do much for the head at this stage. Later, pardon me, we'll have more armor to build. But at the moment, it's pretty straightforward. All right, so we need some B2. Great. Um, yeah, this kit is coming together pretty well. Speaking of kits, I did purchase a kit. I bought a Lego set that I think I'm going to build next. Or we'll see. I'll run the poll for my Patreon. My $10 Patreon supporters can vote on what they'd like to build next. But I bought a Lego kit that will go into the running for me to build. I have not done a a Lego kit in a bit, and so I purchased one because I got my tax rebate. So I decided, thank you very much, Dr. Jones, for that cheer. That's very nice. A little bit of cheer there. Always appreciated. Uh, Thank you for that. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I decided I would take some of my what was I going to say? Oh, some of the money that I got back from the federal government and reinvest in the channel. So I bought a kit to build later, and then I also bought another 24-inch monitor that's pretty much identical to the monitor I use right now, and a stand that would allow me to put those two up. Um, for space reasons, I've been dual monitoring a bit lately, but I can't really do it at the table that I'm building on. But with the stand, I'll be able to, and with the same size uh, monitors, it'll be a lot easier to do that. So that's exciting. For streams like this, it'll be nice because I'll be able to have my OBS full screen and chat full screen, and I'll be able to like tab out to things a lot faster. That'll be nice. Not instead of having everything under one house. That'll be great. And for my monthly game stream, it'll be nice because I will be able to not have to use a laptop to keep in with chat. I'll have the two monitors set up. So that'll be really cool. I'm excited about that. All right, and then I need PC 9. So yeah, I decided to invest in that. That it would be a good investment in the stream. Would be to finally dual monitor. Oh, I put this on too soon. I gotta put this. So this goes. This seems too big. I may have put the wrong one on. I did. This is not a 9. This is a 6. That's a silly mistake from me, Pat Baer. I went to a monitor a year ago, and I can never go back. Yeah. Heck yeah for the Hollow. Yeah, I've been playing around. I'm borrowing a small little monitor from work that we don't use. I have, just to kind of try it out with the new computer. Uh, um, but oh, pardon me. I'm gonna cough. Mute button. My allergies are bad. I apologize for that. Yeah, I realized I could do it with the new computer setup because my graphics card has two DVI out, so it'd be very easy to do a monitor. And so I'm experimenting. Cross Hunter. Well, first of all, hello. You say, be forewarned. This kit will not really be able to hold up its weapon as it is too heavy. That's good to know. The sword for this kit is very big, so I'm not surprised it doesn't hold up. But that it's just a good thing to know. I'll take a photo with it laying down, so that'll be good. All right, and that's it for our head. We have now done everything we need to do for the head at this stage, other than one more piece. B214. Got one more piece to put on, and then we are done until it is time to add armor. Like I said, we're doing the skeletal first. All right. And great. Okay. Yeah, I mean, a few of these kits, master grades, even master grades, you do run into sometimes that they just don't, they're just not sized right. Or the weapons are just, because it's anime, just don't work. All right, great. So there's our head. We'll put it right there. Yeah. Good color. A little bit of green. It's a very good green for the head. All right, now we're going to work on the arms, but we're not going to work on the arms. Oh, thank you very much for saying that, Afro-Raptor. I'm glad you enjoyed the panel. Thanks for stopping in. This is a good time to pause. Let's do it. I'm now sending my subscriber list to my email, and then I'm going to draw a number from that, see what it says, and then those two that number corresponds with a subscriber, and that person's winning the Bandai X-Wing model kit and the Poe boosted X-Wing. So two different colored X-Wings packaged together, sent to you, completely built, broken down a little bit so they won't move so much and maybe hopefully not break in travel. So that's happening. So let's see. I'll get an email momentarily. Here it is. Got the email. Let's download it. Open it. All right. So let's see. 3, 2. All right. I just got to delete 2 rows here. And delete this row. All right. Okay. I'm going to go to a random number generator. Put our first number in. And hit generate. Isknark. Iska snark. Isk Snark. Isk. You won. Isk, you won. Isk, I believe you were in chat. It was the first time that someone was in chat when they win. I think. But yeah. Uh, Twitch user. Isk. You won. If you're still in the chat, give me a hell yeah. Let me know. Um, uh, you are our winner. You win 2 model kits, the X-Wing and the boosted X-Wing. You were in chat at some point. I don't know if you still are. Or you're maybe just set to auto host. But yeah, hello Lashbrook. Isk, you win. I will be contacting you. Uh, um, yeah, Isk, you won this. You get, I believe maybe you're just auto hosting and you're not actually here, which is fine. But yeah, you're our winner. Um, so let me write this down. Paste that. I will reach out to Isk through Twitch. Um, and yeah, congratulations to Isk, a longtime subscriber and supporter of the stream. So much so that Isk let me just say Isk because I can't say the name right. But yeah, that feels awesome. Very happy we were able to do that. And let's get to building. Hello, Johnny. We just did our drawing. Isk won. Very excited about that. Isk won the X-Wing and the boosted opposed boosted X-Wing. I decided to package those together to get those out a little faster out of my apartment. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. That rules. As always, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you're using your Twitch coin or using money, if you're supporting me via any other way, that's rad. Even if you're just following and you retweet when I tweet that I'm streaming, all that is very beneficial. If you've ever bought me anything on Amazon for my wish list, that's awesome. That's just content for the show. All that stuff is awesome, and I really appreciate it. Or if you just hang out in the chat, because that's the best you can do, because you can't really afford to send me something. But you can hang out in the chat. That's awesome, too. All right, so we need B1, 5. B1, 5. Oh, it's right here. All right. Nice and easy. I have the worst joke for y'all for this specific build, but get ready. Get ready. Okay, Johnny. Johnny writes, it's never Barbatos lupus. This is Barbatos lupus rex. Johnny is making a house joke where often people were like, maybe it's lupus. And he would say it's not lupus. It was never lupus. Johnny, that is a very bad specific joke for this. It's a very good bad joke. Don't get me wrong. But it is very bad. Oh man, I didn't see that coming. Wasn't sure what that joke was gonna be. Oops. Oh, yeah. Did not do this right. Gotta separate this. Did not do this right. Where'd my separator go? There it is. Oops. There. Okay. Oops. I don't like that. Entirely too pleased with it. True Type says I'm calling the cops. That might be a bit overkill, but I understand where you're coming from, Drew. Yeah, gonna call the police. All right. Okay, there we go. We're working on the arms right now. These, I believe, are sockets that go into our shoulder. So we're building that. And want to make sure these are lined up properly. We did it. Great. We all need adults. The comedy cops. That definitely is a good bad joke. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it is a thing where you're like, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, all right. I didn't think of it, but I appreciate it. All right. We need B2. We got a lot. We're doing a lot of work with B1 and B2 here. And then we need C20, C33 and C34. Okay. Says, oh, all right. Trying to make sure I do this right so that I don't fuck everything up. This is B2. Trying to be very careful because some of these pieces, while this is a 1/100 scale, some of these do have little tiny pieces. So you got to be 100. We got to be careful on that. Trying not to mess this up. Yeah. I was hoping to have some more anime reviews for you all, but I didn't have any. I didn't have time. Today was a very busy day. I squeezed in, as I said earlier. I got. I had to. Didn't have to, but I did record some Pat Plays Pokemon today, and then I had a few other things to do. So unfortunately, well, my plans changed. For anyone who listens to the Giant Peace Cast, I'd like to know that I'm currently eating a Domino's pizza. Drew, I did think about doing Domino's. I think I'm going to do it at work. I think I'm going to order Domino's at work tomorrow because there's not a convenient Domino's near me here in my apartment, but at work there are pretty close ones. So I think I might do that. No, I was just going to say that I was going to watch some anime and just never didn't have a chance to. Last night my plans got changed for me. Um, uh, because so I've been kind of out of wrestling. I should say that up front. I watched WrestleMania after the fact. I watch the big stuff, right? You know, Wrestle Kingdoms and your big events, right? But the week to week stuff, I've kind of been off because it just wasn't appealing to me. And then I was also getting into anime quite a bit, so that was taking up a lot of my viewing time. So yeah, so I just wasn't watching as much as I had been in the past. But so I wasn't necessarily, I don't have the network. I let the network subscription uh, lapse, and I was, for the most part, pretty fine with that. Um, Letting that be how my life is. But then I saw an animated GIF of of a wrestler, it's, Tyson, running down the ramp, tripping and skidding right underneath the curtain. He was running for a Royal Rumble, and he tripped and slid, and it was incredible. And the animated GIF was so good that even though I had already seen the best part, which was when it happened, I still wanted to, like. I think I said it. I said it. Uh, and I stand by my statement, which was, um, that was worth the $10 for a month of the WWE Network. Like that move was enough for me to be like, "Yep, I'm going to spend $10. I'm going to watch that happen." And then I watched the whole card. It was good, but it was like a 5-hour show, so it became most of my Friday night was that show, watching it later. And I mean, I believe I retweeted it. You can find it on the internet. It is incredible. It looks staged, but the reaction of the announcers is so good that it's definitely, and the fact that when it happened, the cameras weren't on him. It ended up being like secondary cameras showing it. So it was clearly not staged, and it's kind of incredible. Uh, It's a really great, terrible moment in wrestling. Let me see if I can. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it in the chat because I want you to see it. Uh, let's see. Oh, it looks like it got deleted. Uh, this is getting too hard to find. I can't find it. Anyway, believe me when I tell you that it's incredible, and you should go seek it out. Uh, yes, well, Vinny's eating habits are incredible. Um, but also that's like this is a I think that when you're suddenly presented with an opportunity to go for it, you go for it. That's why so many people like to me it's get sick at conventions and stuff. It's not because they of some sort of plague that goes around. It's because people don't sleep, they don't eat properly, and they don't take care of themselves. They drink to excess and all that. Um, there's never a real pox, except when there was. When the bird flu happened, when the swine flu happens, that was a real thing. That's the only one. Every other pax pox or other illness has just been people not taking care of themselves uh, and and needing more sleep. Really, that's all it is. And a lot of that's that food. So like, Vinny, I think probably eats pretty healthy, and then uh, just kind of loses it. Alex is often painted as the moody one, the dark one, the negative one. Alex is probably the most pessimistic person uh, in Giant Bomb. Uh, but then his laughs feel way more earned when you get Alex laughing. It feels better. I don't like to psychoanalyze my friends, but but I think it's fair to say that that he often is the voice of reason. Uh, but like any good straight man, uh, he knows when to let people go wild and let loose, and he knows when calling it out isn't the best choice. When calling it out doesn't help you at all. And sometimes calling out is funny because it shines a light on what's happening. But sometimes it's like being like, "Hey, what? No," kind of stops the action. It's a fine line. Um, yeah, I mean, like I can eat like Vinny, and I pay for it by feeling very bad. Like when I order pizza tomorrow, I'm going to spend some money. I'm going to get myself some pizza. It's going to be great. Am I going to buy everything he bought? No, because I have to work. I'm going to get it at work, and I'm going to slowly eat all of it while at work. So I'm going to do cheesy bread, and I'm going to do maybe a small pizza. And that also is a lot of fucking food. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to eat a ton of Domino's tomorrow, but I'm also going to do a thin crust, and I'm going to do a cheesy bread or the cheesy bread. And I think that's going to be so much. Um, oh, Harold, you may Alex is very cool. Uh, I mean, I vibe with everybody pretty well. I don't know Abby super well. Um, Even though we're both in New York and we're both in the same, essentially the same comedy community, have not spent too much time with Abby, so I know Abby probably the least of anybody in the Giant Bomb crew. Uh, but yeah, I vibe really well with everybody, including Alex. Uh, Enjoy all their company. Um, I've said this before, but I wish that I had known Vinny in New York before he moved to San Francisco. I wish I had known pre-Family Man Vinny Caravella, because we would have definitely hung out, and it would have been pretty fun. Um, for a time, uh, Vinny's sister-in-law lived with a friend of mine which we found out after the fact, like way after the fact. So I wish I had been somehow introduced to Vinny before they moved out west, because we would have hung out quite a bit, I believe. Now Vinny does not have time to hang out, which I understand. That's why I'm always happy when folks, um, can travel and go out to conventions and such, because it means you get to see them. Uh, so Harold, we're all talking about this because Vinny suddenly had a night alone or a day alone and bought too much Dominoes. They mentioned on the Beastcast 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes ago, he bought too much Dominoes. And so people took it upon themselves, apparently, to buy what he bought or variations of it. Now, I live in New York. And so I do have access to great pizza. There are plenty of places in the country. It's more and more every year. I'm not a snob when it comes to this. I'm not, trying to be like, oh, you only can get. No, I just happen to have access to really good pizza. It's not prohibitively expensive. It's pricey, but not prohibitively. Um, but there's also a thing about when you've had really good pizza, sometimes you just want trash pizza. Um, Not all the time, but sometimes you just um, you just want it. Domino's is inexpensive. You can get a lot for your money if you're pooling your resources with people. You can certainly get quite a bit of food. Um, and the thing is that like a lot of the pizza related stuff I think is good. I think cheesy bread is very good. I think the garlic um, Uh, uh, the garlic bread is also very good. There's a lot of stuff they make that I think is good, and the pizza it's pizza. It's just not. It's its own kind of pizza. Like I like the thin crust. When I get it, I get the thin crust, and I get. I will often get bacon and onion because the onion absorbs the bacon grease and makes for a very tasty uh, piece of pizza. Um, I'm not saying that's like the only way to go. I'm not saying that like I'm not here to say that well you just don't know good pizza. But like I mean it's not what I get when I want great pizza. It's what I get when I want okay pizza. That's as far as I'm concerned. It's its own thing. All right, so this goes like this. Oh, I'm gonna cough here. Yeah, like in the same way that I would say similarly, I have access to very good Chinese food, right? I can eat very, very good Chinese food. But sometimes I find myself in a shopping mall because of some event that I'm at or what have you, and I will eat at Panda Express. And Panda Express is not that's not good. That's not a solid choice. I'm not making a great choice by going to Panda Express. But sometimes you just want bad mall Chinese food. Sometimes it's just what you want, and it's not a good call. But at the time, it's the call you're making. Bacon onion after the comment said, yeah, um, yeah, I think bacon onion is great because it's just like it ends up with onion that tastes a lot like bacon. And it's got a good crunch, two different kinds of crunch. The softer onion crunch and the very pretty dehydrated bacon crunch, and then also the thin crust crunch. So you get three crunches. I like it a lot. Um, Trash food is very important. This nation was the United States was founded on trash food. You are not wrong. Um, that is an accurate statement. All right, so we got our arm frame here. This is pretty cool. Just working on the inner skeleton part of this kit. Um, PC9 there. All right. So we are connecting a bunch of stuff together here. B18, B16. But yeah, I mean, like, I have a soft spot for occasionally just getting things that are not good when you know that you also want good stuff. Like there's incredible pizza for me that's very close to my apartment, and in fact, I will most likely go there and get a very late night slice tonight because I'm pretty hungry after my dinner. Um, I'm not full here, and so a late night snack, a post stream snack, sounds pretty good to me. So I'll probably pop over and get myself an incredibly good slice of pizza. That'll be a little pricey. And then tomorrow I'll have garbage, not real pizza. That'll be very good as well. It'll just be a different kind of good. All right. Um, all right. All right. So I'm putting a. I've got to put a plastic piece here or a piece in here. That'll go in there. That's in there. And then we're just assembling our arms here. Just trying to get that together right. And this goes that. Okay. Um, there's a lady here who runs a little Thai food takeaway in the neighborhood. It's so good. It's proper food rather than just fat and sugar like you get in a restaurant. That's awesome. But I don't eat there very often because when I go out a lot of time, I want stuff in my face, trash, proper food. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like you you know, if I bought incredibly great, like decadent, excellent food, sometimes you can't eat a lot of that. But if you're just like most of this is empty, you find yourself eating quite a bit. All right, that's our here's our arm. Um, Here we just have to now put on a shoulder piece and put on a hand. So we'll do that now. B215 is a hand we're going to put on. I really like this claw. I'm going to show you this hand here. I think it looks rad. Um, More is going to go on it later. Obviously, you can even see that there, that there's more to go on this. But I think it looks very cool. I think it's a cool claw. Yeah, I think it looks really cool. Yeah, this is a cool looking kit so far, the skeleton there. And obviously, like I said, more is going to go on it. But now we can work on the other hand here. So we'll slowly start doing that. Venus people who are bodies stay full a long time if they're pigging out. Yeah, I mean, it does depend on the person. You're all not wrong. Like I I go through phases where I'm stuffing myself and then hungry a couple hours later. And then I go through phases where I'm not hungry. I do try to eat when I'm not hungry, just if I haven't eaten in like, say, like 8 hours or 6 hours or something. Like, okay, well, I should probably eat something. Or if I wake up and I'm not hungry, but I know that I'm going to need the energy, I will often do that. Um, because it just, it makes life easier to do that stuff. Sometimes you just got to eat. But yeah, I've definitely had days where the thought of food makes me just like it's like no, I already did that. I already did that. I did a lot of that, and I'm good for a while. I go through phases like that. Not that long though. I can definitely eat. When it's time to eat, I can eat. Um, your biggest problem is that you never eat breakfast. Sure, I'm not sure I've ever been hungry before 10:30. That can be tough, Drew. If you're waking up in the morning and you're not eating because you're just not hungry, that can be rough. I solve that because since I work at night, I wake up at 11 a.m. and I have lunch. So I eat at noon, and then I eat at like 6:30 or 7, depending on when I get into work. Maybe 8 o'clock. And then the real problem I have is I'm hungry when I get home. And so I either need to eat and then stay up or go to bed right after eating, which is terrible. I'm now, in my younger days, that was not a problem. But I am 37 years old and cannot go to sleep after consuming food. Um, Unless I want to wake up with acid reflux, which I don't normally have except when I go to bed after just eating. My body hates that now, and it used to be fine with it, but now it hates it. So I often will just stay up late, past the point of it makes sense to be up, just so that I um, give my body a time to digest food. Um, Trying to figure out a way to like be able to snack towards the end of my work shift and then not eat when I get home. And sometimes I'm good at that, and sometimes I'm very bad at that. And I'm trying to get better at that because it will only benefit me in the long run. Uh, the hollow. Your stomach is like daggers, stabbing it from hunger when you wake up. That sounds bad too. Uh, yeah, the hollow. That sounds like you're spending too much time between your last meal and your last meal of the previous day and your first meal, um, which like I said, like does can lead to complications as well. So we need B1. All right. Well, it sounds like we're all trying to make it work, and I understand. Um, Smash Mouth, Johnny, you said there's a period where you ate like one burger meal a day, and I was not functioning well off of that, even though my body wasn't signaling for more. Yeah, I mean, sometimes your body doesn't know. Like, our bodies don't always give us the proper information. They don't always signal. Sometimes there's a thing that like happens where we're just like, our body's just like, yeah, that works, and you're like, oh wait, no, no, it doesn't. Our body's just being silly about it. So that can be rough. Um, but yeah, I try to be good about that stuff. But you know, like I said, I'm gonna have Domino's tomorrow, and it's gonna be pretty great and pretty bad, and I'm looking forward to it. Alright, and goes like that. Oh, does that actually? Yes, it does that. Okay. This arm has a bunch of extending parts to it, which is kind of cool. That we'll learn more about later and what that does and entails as we build this arm out. Um, yeah, and then we'll put this like this. Great. All right, we got two arms, and this will give you kind of an idea of what how big this kit will be. It's a 1/100 scale, so yeah, that's cool. Okay. Now this wants me to attach these, so I guess we'll do that. Uh, do our head first, and then our arms here. Oops. All right, and then I guess we'll attach these little shoulder pieces here, C231 and C230. Okay, great. Got those. Yeah. Um, Building Baer, building a healthy diet. Yeah, not really, but no, I do enjoy. I did not expect to talk about Domino's or diet today, and all our weird body stuff. I'm happy to, but you're right, Drew. I did not expect that to be any part of the conversation today. But I do like where conversations go here. Uh, Nutrition and shit is complicated. You're not wrong. I'm surprised the Twitch cops haven't come. The Gundam is indecent. I know we're building this naked Gundam right now, frame first, but you know, it's a guy, so I guess you can show chat. I didn't read all the rules, um, so I'm not 100% sure. Uh, Podcast where neuroscientist Eddie researchers found the brain misfires signals for hunger more than when you become overweight, trapping you essentially. The hollow, I would not doubt that. I do think that when we talk about diets, I've been on several. I'm not here to advocate for any diet per se. I can only talk about what worked for me. Um, Atkins did not work for me, but it worked for my dad very well. It worked for my mom very well. Um, um, right off the bat, just doing Weight Watchers did not work for me at all because when I need to diet, it's because I'm out of control in my eating habits. Uh, and it's necessary for me to take a lot of steps because I'm just consuming too many calories and too much food. But slow carb, the 4 hour body, worked very well for me. And then when I lost a lot of weight in 2012, I switched to Weight Watchers because I'd already started eating less just naturally because I was eating better and eating less. And then suddenly Weight Watchers worked very well for me because Weight Watchers isn't necessarily a diet so much as it is a nutrition plan. It's not People do lose weight on there, but I honestly believe that Weight Watchers is when you have hit your ideal weight and some sort of diet and you need a dietary lifestyle because most diets are taking things out, which isn't healthy and isn't long lasting. The idea of Weight Watchers works really well for me because now it's just portion control and eating the right foods and eating a little bits of the bad foods. So uh, at some point when I do drop weight again, I will probably then go to Weight Watchers to continue to lose weight. All Gundam bodies are beautiful. I'm not Drew. I'm not here to censor Gundams. Um, Baer signals for hunger. A lot of things, maybe a quarter of them actually, there. Your body needs fuel. Yeah, I mean most of the time it's just like you're bored. What if you ate something? That's my body. My body's like, hey, you're watching a movie. You should probably eat something, which is not certainly not healthy. All right. So here's the piece that we took out by mistake, and we're gonna put that on the right thing here. Working on our waist. Keto is interesting, but I've never met anyone who after 6 months didn't say fuck this. Yeah, I mean, so really that's what it is, right? Like the reason why Atkins and slow carb work is because you are completely cutting out a thing, forcing your body to change the way it processes things. One of the reasons why the 4 hour body or the slow carb diet works really well is because it forces your body to your metabolism to kick into high gear because you're taking out all the fat and all the carbohydrates. And so your body's just like, I guess we need to eat ourselves. And then you drop weight. And then also it's like, oh, you stop drinking soda. You drink so much soda, you stop doing that. You've stopped having, yeah, like it just ends up being, it makes things a lot easier for then you then like refocus. And then one of the reasons why slow carb works so well for me anyway was the cheat day because it didn't mean I can't ever have pizza again. I can't ever have nachos again. No, it just means that I can't have that for another 3 days. So in 3 days, I'm gonna go have pizza for lunch and McDonald's for dinner because it's my cheat day. Like that kind of thing. It worked really well for me because it meant that I wasn't ever cheating on my diet during the week. Um, Also, the fact that I have a microwave at work meant that I could prepare all my meals because slow carb is tough when you are if you're ordering your dinner. Uh, Well, I mean, yes, Johnny. Johnny, you talk about your diet just makes your eating disorder worse. Um, yeah, Johnny, I think that that makes total sense. I think, um, like that's not a thing that I have to deal with myself. So it is a thing that I get the luxury to avoid having to worry about uh, diets messing up with an eating disorder. Um, Mostly, I just have to psychologically break the idea. The thing that um, I had to get over, and you find ways to get around it if you can, is so my dinner would be I would make I would use like garlic salt and get a lot of beans, which I don't really like, but I found the white beans, like northern white beans, I like those enough. Mash them up into like almost like mashed potatoes with a little bit of water and food processor, and then a vegetable and a meat, and that was my dinner, and also my lunch, and I would eat that twice a day. Well, after a while, that just gets. I just got so bored of that. I got so god dang bored with that, and just needed something else. But what I had to do is train my brain to not, to just be okay with not being excited about uh, food all the time. And that's hard. It's a hard thing to be like, all right, not going to be excited about what I'm about to eat. Like it's not easy at all. Um, I am missing a piece. D1. Legitimately seem to be missing. Did I snip out D1 and it fell? There's a piece here. Uh, I'm looking in the box that's there. Not there. Huh. All right. I was talking, so maybe I. One of the things for me is that my diet was okay. You need to exercise. Yeah, that's a lot of it too. Um, all right. So I can't find a piece that I need here to build the waist. Now it's possible that it popped out, but it's not in the box, so that's less likely that it just popped off. It's also possible that I snipped it out and it fell and I wasn't paying attention, which is always a possibility. So that's why I'm currently looking on the floor. And it's also possible that it just wasn't in the kit, which rarely happens, but has happened in the past. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm straight up missing a piece right now. Huh. Yeah, that's very weird. I don't know what happened to it. I'm now looking at like all my other sheets. It's not in the box here. Weird. Trying to see if it like popped out in one of my shelves. See, that's the thing. We shouldn't be giving robots legs, the hollow. We've been always been making the same mistake. We give robots legs, then they can chase us. If we don't give them legs, they're stuck. So I don't know where this piece is, which is weird. Um, so what I'm going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to work on the legs. Um, we know that somewhere out there is this uh, is this piece, and we will eventually find it. Where it is, I don't know where it went, but we will find the front of our waist here. It might have happened. It might have ended up in the other box, the box of the kit we previously worked on. I might have accidentally. It might have come apart and dropped in there. That's totally possible. So I will look at that after the stream. But right now, we're just going to move on. We'll work on our legs because that's something we can build right now. Uh, we don't have to put them together. We can just build it. This is weird. All right, so C5. We're going to build 2 of these. So we're working on our legs. We're moving on to our legs. We're going to build 2 of these so we can do all this at the same time. D. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know. I can also scrub through the video and see if I clipped it out, if I know what I did with it when I clipped it out, if I just never got to it. So I might scrub through that and see if I ever clipped out D1 or if D1 was already clipped out and it's in somewhere else. Never skip leg day. You're right. But yeah, my thought might be that I can just that it may have fallen, and I will be tearing this all down until next Thursday. So that is easier for me to find stuff when things go missing. On Saturday nights, it's a little easier for me to find the things. Okay, so we put this here, and this goes. This. All right. And we do the same thing on the other side. Definitely be giving the robots for legs, so as long as we don't give them guns. Yeah, that's another way to go. Actually, you know what? Let's take this break here for a second while I figure out where that piece went later. But right now, I can do a little bit of business here. I'll say, if you're not a subscriber, it's a great time to do it. I love that. If you use your Twitch coin, or you could just send me you spend $5, become a subscriber. That is a great way to support me and my streams. You could also support me on Patreon. I'm getting a weird thing here. That's another way to support me. Here is my Patreon. I am trying to get to $150 a month right now. I am at a little under 100. Would love to do that. $5 backers get stuff, $10 get stuff, $1 just feels good, right? I've got an Amazon wish list. You could buy kits off that wish list. If there's stuff on there that you'd love to see built on the stream, the easiest way to get that stuff built on the stream is to support the stream by buying it. That way I'll build it. And anybody who buys me anything on my wish list jumps the line as far as when I build things. And then one time, if you're like, hey, let me just go ahead and send you $1, $5, or $10 because you're doing great. I've got a coffee. You could send things to the coffee. That's another way. And then the only other thing I'll say is news is that starting next week, I will be streaming on Thursdays from 9 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Eastern. No longer at 8 p.m. Eastern. Gonna go to 9. Just like I do on Saturdays. So I'll now stream twice a week from 9 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. And that is an attempt to better facilitate my viewers. Many of you end up joining me at the 9 o'clock hour on Thursday, and I want to be able to stream with you for longer. So I'm going to do that. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about because I've found that often on a Thursday, y'all, 9 p.m. rolls in, and I get a bunch more viewers rather than at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I should say. Both those are Eastern time. So I'm making the switch. So I think it'll be cool. And of course, I did my raffle today, and then next month, the last stream of the month, which will be that will be May 31st, Thursday, May 31st. will be the next time I do a giveaway for a subscriber. All right, 17 and 18. There. It goes like this. All right, and do the same thing for the other side because I'm building these at the same time. So yeah, those are just some ways to support the streams. Obviously, watching, letting your friends know if you have anybody that you know that likes watching, that you think would be into watching a build stream and chatting in chat. With a very nice chat. I do often, hey, chat. I don't say this enough, but you're very nice and supportive. We've had almost no instances of having to be like, to banning people or to telling people, hey, I've never had to tell any of my regulars, hey, maybe don't come to the streams anymore. I don't want to block you, but maybe you can be here, but don't chat. Like, I've never had anything like that. Y'all are very awesome and incredibly supportive of each other. And that's really positive and great. And I have a really good time. One of the reasons why, obviously, I keep doing this is how awesome y'all are. Drew asks, have you ever considered making a Discord server for this channel? I've seen more and more people use Discord access the Patreon word. So I have thought of that. I do have my Patreon is small right now. So my main thing is that I don't think I would use it enough to justify it. It might make sense to have a Discord that anyone that wants to could join, and then make a channel within it that's Patreon only. But my fear would be that I wouldn't use it, and it wouldn't make sense for people to pop in. So I think I should at some point, in the same way that I don't have, because we're still small, I don't have subscriber only chat turned on, and I'm not looking at subscriber only chat because we have 21 views right now, which is awesome, and the people that are chatting the most are subscribers. So it would just be counterintuitive for people. It wouldn't make any sense to do that. So I have thought I should just have a Discord server for people that want to chat, and I can another place for me to promote what's going on with the stream and what's going on with me, and it's something that I'm certainly thinking about. I've been thinking about ways to, especially my Patreon, right? So a thing that everybody gets in my Patreon is I do a Q&A video every month that only my Patreon sees, right? It's never released to anybody else. It's just from Patreon. Well, not a lot of people watch them. So is it an actual benefit, or is it just work that I'm making for myself? Because I get 2 questions out of 25 people. 2 people will send in questions. Does that make sense for me to keep doing it if people aren't really watching it? If I'm getting 4 views on that video? I don't know. Could my time be better? Could there be something else? So maybe Patreon is the way to go. Anyone can join this server, but Patreon backers at the $5 or $10 level get into this, or even the dollar level get into this other one. That might make sense. It's a thing I've been working on. I'm trying to figure out ways to make all that, because there's some folks that they don't want to have they don't want to do a subscription here. They don't want to go through Amazon and do any of that, but they'd still like to support me. So, or they're just I don't want to do Patreon, so they support me this way. I appreciate all of it. I hope people know that one of the reasons I started doing this is because I wanted to do some online stuff, because I have people that like to see me at PAX and in conventions, and they wanted to see me do stuff, and I wanted to do more stuff on the internet. So this is a way to do that, and I've really enjoyed it. So hopefully more people will be able to find the channel. I'd like to grow it a bit more. That's certainly a thing that I think a lot of people um, will tell you. I'm not the first. I'm certainly not the first person to say I wish more people watch my stream, but I do. Um, I wish that my biggest numbers weren't because Will Smith was hosting. Um, it's awesome that he does. Believe me, I've thanked him. I thank him every time it appears, but I've also thanked him in person because it is benefit me a lot. Johnny, thank you for that. That you're happy to stop by here and chat. I'm glad you are too. I'm happy when you can come. I'm happy with it when anybody is able to pop in, um, because I know that timing sometimes is tough for people and all that, and the folks that really like the bonus streams, and there are people that wish the bonus streams were a time they could watch better, which I understand. Um, but yeah, I wish that more people were watching. My VOD numbers are nice. I enjoy that. The people that are watching after the fact, my YouTube numbers are small but pretty consistent, and that's fine. Which because it's just the archive. I don't think the archive is as good as watching it live because I think live, obviously, I'm interacting with folks, and that's more fun. But yeah, I'd like in 2018 to hit the point where I am forced to have moderators. Right now, I have Nightbot. Nightbot works pretty well, and I have myself because chat is pretty simple and it's rarely confrontational or shitty. Um, so it's not that hard to do that stuff. But it would be, I would like to grow the channel enough that I might miss something here and there. That sounds pretty good now and again. Um, not lose any of its niceness, but let more people be able to watch it. Um, Hit a bigger audience. And then also, like, I'm thrilled that my chat is good because lots of chat are not good. And, I take pride in the fact that I can compare myself positively other um, to other chats and be like, well, at least, maybe it's a. Oh, Johnny Danger Room is now following. Welcome, Johnny Danger Room. It's a good name. Getting people to your stream is tough. Yes, Harold, I know. I mean, I have the benefit of I've built up over the years some very goodwill with people. I'm also doing something that is certainly not unique, but not common when it comes to streams. I'm not doing another game stream that other people are doing. I like the idea of having a Discord server because it's basically Twitch chat that never ends. Yeah, I mean, Drew, that is certainly nice to have. Like, especially we've built a nice little community here. It could be cool to have the ability for people that want to check in with each other and keep the conversation going. They have the ability to do that. Yeah, that's something I should certainly look into. Um, I have to learn how to do all that, but like I think I know how to set up a server, but it's figuring all that stuff out. That would just require me to do some research. But yeah, that's something I'm certainly been thinking about. Um, yeah, I mean, I wanna build this out. I'd like more people to be able to watch. Obviously, like I'd like to see my subscription numbers grow. We peaked here at about 34, I believe. The highest we've reached was 34, which was awesome, and it has certainly settled down after that. Um, and that's fine. I understand people move on to other things. I'm not here to be upset about that. I certainly understand that happening. But yeah, I would like to grow it out. Like what if uh, like 75 people were watching at the same time? That would be pretty cool. Like if we, if we broke, we start breaking our watch numbers. We started breaking our subscription numbers. That would be pretty rad. Uh, no, getting the Eva pad. I just have to believe in yourself. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just being, we're just kind of, conversing about this. Please don't think that this is me being frustrated with my growth or how long it's taken or anything like that. I've been nothing but thrilled with how things have been going with the stream. I have, aspirations. It might be going a little. It might have built pretty quickly and then tapered off faster than I would have expected. We hit. I should say that, yeah, because we hit. What's this do? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how this fits in. Oh, it just goes like that. Oh, okay. Because we hit affiliate very fast, remarkably fast. So I think that I expected the growth to be um, just as fast, and then we tapered off faster than I thought. But that's not to say I don't think I'm not proud of what I'm doing, and I'm not thrilled to continue. Uh, Sorry about the weird thing. I don't know what's going on with that behind me. Uh, Johnny, yeah, mailbag video stuff is a fun little thing. Of course, obviously, my mailbags are purely kits that people have bought off my wish list. I don't have anything beyond that. It's still pretty awesome to look at the model kits that people have bought that I've asked for, and I do think that someday I'll get a PO box and you know, see if people are want to send me things. That was like a level of my Patreon that I expected to hit. Um, but I should. I'm starting to think it might make sense to that it might make sense for me to be able to start doing that on my own. But I don't know. Can't say right now if a PO box is in my future. But yeah, the mailbag stuff is pretty fun. It's fun enough that people are like, "Oh, you want to build that? Okay." Like that's awesome. Uh, as someone who makes video essays for YouTube, I will say that it seems to be like anything online is either viewed by a really small audience or really big audience, not much in between. Yeah, that seems fair. Twitch is hard as hell to grow with, to get some perspective. Half coordinated is 45 views right now, and online presence is gaming based. Yeah, I mean, I think like obviously, we're also talking about like I'm streaming on a Saturday night. Like I'm competing against, very good, incredibly like dedicated streamers who make it there full time, who are taking a huge loss. Like I'm streaming twice a week. I'm not streaming every night. I'm not building every night. I don't think I would do a great job doing build streams every night. So I limit to myself an hour and a half because I think once I go past that, I get sloppy. And I think games I could do longer than that, but I'm not looking to really, like I'm already, I jumped a step here on this kit, and I got to go back to it, um, which happens. I didn't finish the feat. I got very close to it, and then skipped the two steps with it, and went to the leg. I think I was excited about building the leg. It's a very minor mess up, but it's certainly a mess up. All right, so we did that. It's time to put, yeah, we got to put these legs together, and then we'll probably wrap up after that. We did some of the leg. We didn't finish the leg. C15 we need. Correct. Yeah, I mean, like, just going back to that, Twitch is a hard thing to, to really build, because I'm not pounding the pavement. I'm not, I'm not doing stunts. I'm not guesting on other people's streams. I'm, I make appearances here and there on podcasts, but I'm not begging my friends to mention me. I'm not, uh, doing that kind of stuff. And I've gotten shout outs before, and that's certainly helped quite a bit when people are like, mention, that I stream. And of course, yeah, the biggest things that happen on my channel is that people have been auto hosting, and that's incredibly generous of them. It allows a lot of people to be able to watch. All right, so PC4. But yeah, I mean, I'm not down on it. Please don't get me. Please don't misunderstand. I am. While I am. I wish that the growth was happening faster. Of course, I wish that. Um, but I'm not so unrealistic that I don't realize that like it's a process. Like there's a lot going on. A lot has to go into all of this. I'm very much aware of that. Um, that it's not something that happens overnight, and it's a slow process of building an audience. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I mostly just want the people who watch all the time to enjoy it and to enjoy what I'm doing. I want to build cool things that I really like building. I want there to be another place on the internet where people feel pretty comfortable to talk about the stuff they're into and to chat with people they don't know, and feel like they're in a cool spot to do that here, which people seem to be enjoying that part. Build a little community. And of course, encourage people to build. One of the things I did not expect from this that I have grown to really love is the fact that so many people have given this hobby a shot based on me doing it, or got back into it after being out of it for a long time, or just being encouraged to do their own thing. If this is a thing you watch while you're eating, or you're unwinding from work, um, it's where you get your anime chat in or whatever. Like really really pleases me and makes me happy that I've been able to be that for people. Um, but yeah, I now have to like pound the pavement a little bit more. Probably try to get word out a little better, a little faster. All right, there's our leg. It's real weird looking. Really think it's weird looking. I like it a lot. It's just a weird looking leg. And this goes in here. Great. All right, let's build our other leg. Just assembling this into here. All right, we did that part. Okay. So that's a leg completed. Well, the skeleton of a leg, at least. We can work on our other one here. We need D11, D12, 13. With patples? I don't know what you mean by that, the hollow. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if you know someone you think would like to stream, please tell them about it. That's word of mouth is, look, in anything, but particularly when it comes to stuff like this, word of mouth is legitimately the best advertising, right? Pat Bibles. Got it, the hollow. That's what you meant. Pat Bibles. Yeah. Spread the gospel of Pat, please. No, I mean, like, but realistically, honestly, earnestly, tell if you like it, if you like what this is, you certainly seem to. Telling people will help them find it. They might not know that this is something that they would be into. Uh, so letting them know would be pretty cool. Yeah, they might get this chance to find a new favorite thing or a new thing to occupy their time. Um, Good thing about being smaller is actually use chat. I never chat in big streams. Oh yeah, Drew. I mean that is a rough thing, right? I mean that's why subscriber chat is like a kind of a cool thing for bigger channels, right? Because you can actually then communicate with the smaller crew of people. It's a chat within the chat, right? Like I still have more fun in the Giant Bomb chat than if I watched on YouTube. Because YouTube chat is just like yelling into the void. I'm not really interested in that. Yeah, so no, it is certainly beneficial for y'all, I'm sure, and it would change some if we had more people watching. But I'd still like more people to be able to watch, because not all those people will be chatting. I mean, right now, what we got like 4 or 5 of you chatting out of 20, like it's a pretty good ratio for a conversation. Certainly better than if none of you were talking, which on occasion happens. And I'm not a big fan of that. All right, we'll do one more. We'll do one more step here, and then we're gonna call things. We're gonna call it quits for the day. I'm just gonna do a little bit more of the leg, and then we'll finish up the leg stuff on Thursday, which will be at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're now a Thursday, Saturday, 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Stream. Consistent in our times. No longer, well, on this day we do this, and on this day we do that. No, we're the same time, which is good. Hopefully that'll help people out. Hopefully that'll increase the number of people. Uh, the only good YouTube chat comments I've ever seen are Polygon. Yeah, like I always really loved Griffin's Amiibo Corner because people would respond in character. Um, Not everyone. Some people would be like, "What the fuck is this?" But a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna respond like you are a YouTube person doing these things. Like you're not Griffin McElroy. You're just this guy Griffin. I'm going to play along and yes and the bit." And I really like that. Um, their video stuff, like their comments. Also, they're probably as a big company, they're probably doing a lot more like going through and really looking at that stuff, but deleting like not negative comments, but toxic comments, not just negative, toxic comments. I'm sure they're doing some of that. Um, all right, so I'm gonna wrap up there. I'm gonna try to find this piece I can't find for this frame for the waist. Hopefully it just came off and ended up in like the the blue box, the blue what was it? Blue Destiny box. That's my hope anyway. Um, but yeah, that's going to be it. Archive of this will be up on my YouTube channel sometime before midnight tonight. And I want to thank you all for joining. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell a friend. Go to my Amazon page if you're thinking about supporting me that way, or you could, the ways to support me. Patreon, Twitch, Ko-Fi, Amazon, all that stuff. But also, thanks so much for just being here. It means a lot. I'm going to throw a Bear Cave emote in there. Thank you for being subscribers. Thank you for just watching. Thanks for sharing. And until next Thursday, I'll see you later. Thank you.